Witchcraft and Other Faith-Based Child Abuse, an Early Years Safeguarding Guide. Child abuse linked to a faith or belief, which includes witchcraft, occurs all across the country. In these cases, a parent or carer has come to view a child as different, and they may have attributed this difference in the child to being possessed. The term belief in spirit possession is a belief that an evil force has entered a child and is controlling them. Sometimes the term witch is used and is the belief that a child is able to use an evil force in order to harm others. Genuine beliefs can be held by families, carers, religious leaders, congregations, and the children themselves that evil forces are at work. Families and children can be deeply worried by the evil that they believe is threatening them, and abuse often occurs when there is an attempt made to try and exorcise them or deliver the child, with exorcism being an attempt to try and expel the evil spirits from the child. Witchcraft and other faith-based abuse can have an extremely negative impact on the child, so we have a duty to try and protect the children in our care. So in this video, we'll go over some of the signs and indicators of someone being abused in this way, as well as going over some of the ways that we can protect our children. But first, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel Open Nursery with myself, Kurt Yanya, where I support you to open, run and grow your own childcare business. On this video, I post lots all around the topic of childcare, from what is county lines in early years, which goes over how county lines actually affect the children that we work with and how we can support the child and their families, as well as what is safeguarding, a video going over the responsibilities that we have as early years practitioners with regards to safeguarding. So if this is your first time here, after you've watched this one, check out my other videos to continue your knowledge and subscribe to be notified when new videos come out. In today's video, as we mentioned, we're discussing witchcraft and other faith-based child abuse and why we should be aware of this. So what does this involve? Witchcraft and other faith-based child abuse is described by the government as a belief in concepts such as witchcraft and spirit possessions, demons or the devil acting through a child or leading the child astray. Concepts of evil eye, jinns or dakini, rituals or muti murders where the killing of children is believed to bring some supernatural benefits, or the use of their body parts is believed to produce potent magical remedies. The use or belief in magic or witchcraft to create fear in children or to make them more compliant in situations where they're being trafficked for domestic slavery or sexual exploitation, or children being treated as scapegoats for perceived failures, for example for bringing in misfortune or bad spirits into the home. Children involved can suffer damage to their physical and mental health. It can affect their capacity to learn, their ability to form healthy relationships, and can affect their self-esteem. Unfortunately, children are sometimes seen as reasons why negative things happen to adults and are then treated negatively because of this. Children may be identified as different or disobedient due to natural occurrences like bedwetting, nightmares, or illnesses, with attempts by parents and the community to exorcise the child, or doing rituals that can include, but are not limited to, beating, burning, starvation, cutting, or stabbing, and can include isolation within the household in order to fix the problem. This usually disproportionately affects children with additional needs or with disabilities, as they can often be viewed as different, and various degrees of disabilities have previously been seen as possession, from a child having a stammer or epilepsy to autism or life-limited illnesses. Child abuse linked to faith or belief is not limited to one faith, one nationality, or one ethnic community, but there can be an increased risk if there is a belief about witchcraft or similar within that community, and or an influential person in that community promotes abuse as a solution. If children are perceived as different by the family, for example, this can happen for children with SEND, or even if a child is very highly performing or has a particular gift or talent. The risk also increases if a child has an ongoing health issue or were born following a difficult pregnancy. If children live with extended family, carers, or in particular are in private foster placements. Children who are exposed to abuse linked to faith and belief are also more vulnerable to sexual abuse or sexually abusive practices. Though some signs you should be looking out for include physical indicators like bruising, burns, cuts, sore eyes or genitals, for example, which is common where chili powder has been rubbed into them. You should also be looking out for signs of neglect, so lack of medical care, poor nourishment, poor supervision, or poor hygiene. The child being spoken negatively about, being described as evil, or having the devil beaten out of them, or using terms such as jinn, kindoki, black magic, obeya, juju, or voodoo. You should also be looking out for emotional harm. For example, a child having an irrational fear of being abandoned, or a child being kept in isolation from the family. Looking out for language that stigmatizes the child. For example, a child being labeled as a witch, or being told that they're possessed. Behavioral changes, so a child being more withdrawn, confused, or isolated. A deteriorating appearances, or a child wearing special items in order to protect them, or just general changes to their attendance to your setting. What should you do if you suspect a child is experiencing this type of abuse? Well, it's important that we understand the families that we're working with and build strong relationships with parents, carers, and the wider community. Working with the family when they have concerns about a child can help to prevent them from taking things to the extreme and help with any misunderstanding about why a child may be behaving a certain way. If you have concerns about a child, it's important that you dismiss any worries about upsetting the families or disrespecting a certain culture. Instead, ask yourself, is this harming the child or is it likely to cause harm to the child? If you answer yes, then it's important that you report the concerns. Make sure you follow your setting's safeguarding procedures and report to your designated safeguarding lead. If you are tasked with gathering more information, some useful information that you can find out is the details of the faith leader and faith community that the family and child adhere to, the exact address of where worship or meetings take place, as well as further information about their beliefs, or whether they're aligned to a larger organisation within the UK or abroad. Though most of this information gathering would be done by a local authority safeguarding children's board or partnership, it's just if you can find out this information, it will be useful to pass on to them. If there are any fears that the parent will take the child out of the country, then this also needs to be reported and taken seriously. There are some challenges when supporting families with regards to this matter. These include language barriers, a misunderstanding around the scale or prevalence of abuse, wider community influences beyond the immediate family, the voice of the child or young person not always being acknowledged, a parental lack of safeguarding knowledge, and the abuse not being taken seriously by those that work with the child, as concepts like spirits are seen as made up. But as long as we are aware of these challenges and understand more about witchcraft and other faith-based child abuse, we can better support the children in our care and prevent any of our children falling victim to this type of abuse. If you want more support on your safeguarding knowledge, then check out the playlist that's on the screen now. Plus, get access to a range of safeguarding documents to support your practice, which includes a safeguarding reporting form, plus lots more. Just check out the other link that's on the screen, plus the link that's in the description to get access to these. I hope you found this video useful, and I hope it further supports you in your safeguarding knowledge. Just don't forget to like and subscribe. God bless.